Welcome guys to this YouTube video. I hope you're doing fantastic. This video is going to be me covering one of my older calls where I was selling for V-Shred, specifically a fitness prospect who was a mum, a lot of deep pain, 49 years of age. She had a lot of fear, so I had to overcome that myself and ultimately guide her to that solution of the fact that if she continues holding on to that fear, she's never going to reach her goal. So I'm going to be doing a call review, giving myself advice, giving you insight onto my process, and ultimately, I hope that you take value from this call. Write down, get a piece of pen and paper, take some notes, give some silver bullets, and then type them in the comments. For the G's that do it, you guys will be known as the OGs. Let's get it. Now, I know the calls are booked for 30 minutes, but they can go up to 60 minutes. Do you have a whole 60 minutes free?
I should be okay. Yeah. As long as nobody comes running in. Yeah, I should be good.
Okay, cool. Well, fantastic. Two quick disclaimers. I could ask this saying like, who's going to run in that's going to interrupt, but it's not necessary. Before we jump into a normal conversation, one, the calls are being recorded for quality purposes. Is that cool?
Yes.
Two quick disclaimers before I jump in. Let me jump into it. Sweet. Beautiful. Great. And then to give me some context as well, what's your current height, weight, and age? For weight loss specifically, it's easier to get their current height, weight, and age than what their goal is so that you can contrast how good their goal is compared to where they should be for their height, weight, and age to see if they're selling themselves short.
I am 5'4". My age is 49. And then my weight is 180.
Okay. You don't look a day over 39. That's a strategic move.
Thank you.
Okay. So 180, what weight would you love to get down to and stay at for the rest of your life if you knew that you couldn't fail?
Yeah.
I pre-framed the question. Instead of saying what weight would you love to get to, what weight would you love to get down to and stay at, insinuating she's going to be there for the rest of her life if you knew that you couldn't fail. If you knew that there was no limit, what weight would you love to get down to? Basically them having utter belief.
I couldn't fail. Probably like 140.
Okay, and to be clear, if you get down to 140, would you want to lose any more weight or no?
I mean, no, I think I'd be good at 140. I mean, 130 would, I guess, be not too bad, but I'm kind of set on 140.
So I could challenge and say 130 there. However, woman, bit fearful. I don't want to anchor the whole conversation on a number that she's not like even confident on. So we're going to basically say, hey, 140, that's still a good gap. That's 40 pounds of fat loss, which is enough to get a painful gap. And then when she loses the 40 pounds, she'll want to lose a bit more. Okay, well, I'm sure when we get you down to 140, you'll be like, hey, let's go for 130. But we'll make the goal 140 for now.
Okay.
To give you some context, I'm a metabolic advisor here at V-Shred. I work closely with Vince. My whole goal is for the people who jump on these calls to make sure that they're on the right path for success. Because obviously, we don't want you to waste your time or your energy just to get no results, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. The second reason why they don't know they're on a sales call, so I frame it by saying, my whole goal is to make sure that you're on the right path for success. If the program that you're on isn't what you need, then I'm going to tell you that. Basically, the thought pattern on this call is because you filled out something called a metabolic quiz. Do you remember doing that?
Yes.
Now with the quiz, it's not blood work by any means, so it's not 100% accurate, but it does give us a V-Shred frame, skipping to after that. Okay. Cool. Well, being 180, wanting to get down to 140, how many years ago were you last 140 consistently?
Last time, probably when my daughter was born. So that was a long time ago. That was like 20, she's 23 now, so 23.
So she's laughing, so that's red bells in my brain.
Years ago.
Okay. And I understand it's a long time, but why do you think you laugh at that?
Because it was a long time ago. I'm just thinking that was a long time.
Yeah. And we're going to notice off the bat, I'm very particular with language because the way that we speak and the way that we express shows what we're thinking.
Right.
Do you think the fact that you've not been at your goal weight for 23 years is something that's funny?
I think, not that it's funny. I think more along the lines like it's just, I don't think it's about the weight thing. I think that, dang, that was a long time ago. More like that. Okay. That's how I'm seeing it. Like, wow, it's been 23 years, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so she takes it serious, but she's like, wow, it has been a long time. Being said, knowing that it's been over 2 decades, I know being a mum makes it harder to lose weight. I know that your metabolism is low, which makes it harder. But in your own opinion, it's like harder, but not impossible. That's not the reason why. From those things, what do you feel is the biggest reason why you've been struggling to lose weight and keep it off over the past 23 years?
I guess maybe things, like life happens, and I didn't really concentrate on me. I was more geared towards my kids. So it was just kind of like,
she's never been focused on her over the past 23 years. She's been putting herself last, and this call today is going to be the pivotal point where she finally starts putting herself first. That's what I'm anchoring this call on.
You know, they had things going on, and I had to run and jump and, you know, get things on the go, get meals on the go, just hurry up and, you know, get things done. So there wasn't a lot of time for me. So, I mean, between that time, I have lost weight here and there. but I've never gotten back down to like 140. I think I've like plateaued like at 164.
Okay.
And
So this has been like an inconsistent.
yeah,
up
and then
down
and
phase.
then I'll put weight back
Okay.
on. But when I got sick, that's when I really started to put on weight. So when they were changing all the medications, and then I got put on steroids, and that knocked me up to almost 200 pounds. So I've lost weight because I went off the
Since when?
medication. Yeah, and
No,
that
since
was
when?
maybe like, I don't even know, like maybe 8 years ago or so. So
Okay.
I've lost that, and I kind of stayed,
Mhm.
kind of a little bit lower, but it's not where I want to be. And I'm feeling like just with age, with medical issues, just everything that's going on, it's just not. There's something that's not
So the steroid thing doesn't make sense because that was 8 years ago. That's why I was like, well, how long ago was the steroid thing? Because that can't be an excuse if it was 8 years ago.
hitting to help me keep that weight off.
Do you think it's possible with all these that you can lose this weight?
I mean, because not that long ago, I mean, just a few months ago, I got down.
I mean, you're on this goal.
Yeah,
You got to have
yeah.
some
So
belief.
like, I mean, just a few months ago, I was down to 168. But then
I want to check that, like, hey, do you even think that it's possible with all of these things? Because every reason that you've told me why you're overweight is external and they're not changing. Therefore, if that's the reason, then it's not possible to lose weight, which doesn't make sense because she's on the call. So obviously it's not those reasons.
and it like comes back, and I'm like, okay. So
What did you do differently that made it
I
come
mean,
back?
I think again, I just get frustrated because I'm having to constantly stay
I got frustrated, which led to what? Inconsistency.
like doing intermittent fasting and doing the exercise and doing all these
Got you.
things, and then like life gets thrown in there, of course, as always, and then it just throws me off, and then I see the weight coming back, and I'm like, okay. So
Was
I guess
it-
it just gets frustrating. Yeah.
Okay, so it's more of the fact that, like, yeah, life does happen, but you get frustrated with your weight, which leads you to be inconsistent, which leads you to gain weight.
Yeah.
So I think at the root of that is the fact that, as you said and alluded to earlier, you weren't prioritizing yourself, which
Right.
means that you're not being disciplined. If you continue to not prioritize yourself, which means that you're not being disciplined, do you think you'll ever get to your goal if you continue doing that?
No, I would not. No.
If you continue to hold on to your bottleneck, will you ever reach your goal? No. Okay, bang. Isolated the ownership.
No. Mm-mm.
And, like, to be honest, it's going to be harder given the fact that your metabolism is slower, but we mostly work with women from 30 to 70 years old who have the same struggles as you in order to help them get to their goals. So you won't have any issues as long as you commit to building the discipline over time. Would you say you are committed to doing so now?
I feel that I am, and again, which I hate to
She feels that she is. That's not certain language.
say, it's only time will tell, but my intentions are yes. That's why, like, I've seen B Shred for years, and this was the first time that I was like, okay, you know what, let's just do this kind of thing,
Do you
as
think you
we're,
judge yourself based on, like, past attempts?
yeah, yeah.
So I want to dive into her decision-making process when it comes into joining a program or getting on a weight loss journey, why she's hesitant on why she's not going to improve. Because she looks at her past and she judges herself saying, oh, well, I haven't been able to do it before consistently, so therefore I can't do it again. I need to basically loosen that grip in order for her to forgive herself so that she can jump into this journey without fear. Because at the end of the call, if I didn't tackle this, she would have given me fear. Think about it.
Because it's just I sit here and I think, okay, am I going to fail again? Which
You see
that's
that might not be happening.
yeah. I hope it doesn't happen again. I'm hoping that this will be a change for me. So yeah.
And what I'm saying is, if you continue to hold on to the past, saying, like, I failed, and you have that evidence, if you continue holding on to that, do you see how that taints your next
Yes,
attempt?
of
You
course.
almost
Yeah.
have that
Mm-hmm.
So going into this, do you think it makes... If you're so confident that it taints your attempt, then why do you think you do it? More sense to be like, yeah, I'm going to fucking destroy it this time. There's no chance I'm not going to. Have the fuel so that we can get you there for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's where I'm needing to put myself. I have to get in that mind frame. So yeah.
I mean, you can flip a switch and think that way.
True. That is true. It's
Can I
true.
challenge you to do that right here, right now?
I will say that I'm going to try to have the mindset to sit there and say I can do it this time, and not fall back, on bad habits. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say that most people who come into the program, they have this history of doing diets and failing. So right here, she's not given me, yeah, I'm committed to joining and crushing it. And she said no, like, she said yes, but half yes, 3 times in a row. So my thought process is give her proof that it's possible, that I don't need her to say I'm going to lose the weight, but more I'm committed to doing what it takes. Even if that means I fall off, I'm still going to wake up every day and do what I can. That's all I need from her. Therefore, I say this. Which, like, is fundamentally their fault, but at the same time, getting in a vehicle that's not sustainable is not setting you up for success. And at B-Shred, we mainly work on making it sustainable long term. So as long as you're willing to come into the process and think, I'm going to try and be disciplined and consistent, and I will be, it's a lifestyle change. It's going to be significantly easier,
Right.
but you still need to build the discipline regardless. So would you say you're committed to doing that?
Yes.
Good stuff, Vanessa. And this is a health goal, so I do need to know, do you smoke or drink alcohol?
No.
Bang. The reason why I'm asking drink, alcohol, smokes, takeout, etc. is purely to get an eye into her, like, money situation. Is she spending money on things that aren't helping her with her fitness? Okay. And then, which then in objections I can utilize. How often would you say you eat takeout, go to restaurants, things of that nature?
I would say probably, honestly, it's probably just a weekend thing because during the week I don't go anywhere. I'm just here at my house. So it's usually on the weekend. Like if we're out and about, I might go out to eat. Like maybe it could be I mean, it could be like maybe breakfast and dinner. You know what I mean? If we're out,
Like on a Saturday?
like on a Saturday, and on a
So
Sunday,
roughly like twice a week?
yeah, I would say 2 to 3 times a week, maybe.
Let's say 3 times, $15 a meal times 3. That's $45 a week, which is $180 a month. Good news is my program is $150 over 36 months. 4K.
And like obviously you don't really need to put that out, but would you say that you're willing and wanting to cut maybe some of those out if that's what it takes to get you to
Yeah.
it? Okay. And when you say we, I'm curious, is that husband, kids?
It could be my husband. It could be my grandkids because I have grandchildren.
Really?
Yeah, for my older children, yeah, I have grandchildren.
Now going into family, because I want to know, hey, what are her driving factors? But more importantly, if they have a partner, okay, well with the partner, do they know you're on this call? Are they supportive when it comes to making a financial decision? Do you need them, or is that the case where you're confident that you can do it?
And so it could be with them. It could be with if I take my mom out somewhere, that kind of thing. So it's different people.
Awesome. And then when it comes to work, is it sedentary or active?
Symmetry.
What do you do for work?
I am in accounting.
Okay, got you. So you're on the money all day.
Yeah.
Got you. So you know about investments and all that jazz. So I'm curious, does your husband know that you're on this call today?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Does he know that you've wanted to lose weight?
Oh yes.
Is he overweight himself?
No.
Okay. Do you think he's supportive when it comes to you getting help in order to help you lose weight?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And let's say it comes to the end of a conversation and you want to, let's say, invest into your health to that next level. Is that something that you would need to talk to your husband about, or are you confident that he would be supportive and you can take that step?
Depending on the amount,
Yep.
That's where it really depends. Like if it's a certain amount, then I could sit here and I could be like, okay, yeah, I'm doing that. But if it's a higher amount than what I'm doing, then yeah, no, I would have to speak to him about it. Yeah.
When it comes to that, then what's that number for you guys that you guys have agreed on?
I mean, honestly, I don't. It would depend. Like if I could do payments on something, then you know what I mean. Like that would be okay.
Like a monthly
for me.
payment?
Yeah, if I could do like a monthly thing. So let's just say, and I'll just say in a monthly kind of term. Maybe if I'm sitting there like at $500 a month,
Cha-ching! Our program's $250, baby, for 8K. That's good.
I'm okay with that. But if it goes higher than that, that is something that I would have to be like, okay, let me discuss this with you really quick. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Not thinking cha-ching, but I'm like, okay, well, now I know that there's no logistical reason why she would need to talk to her husband because she can spend $500 a month without him.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that he does support you. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of people get on these calls and their partners aren't the most supportive. So I think it's really good that you do.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, Melissa, most people don't prioritize.
I pre-framed the heck out of this question. Instead of saying what bothers you about life at your current weight, I want to pre-frame the question so that she really opens up. Because if I can pre-frame the question, she's coming into this thinking, the more that I give him, the more likely I am to be successful.
Like especially moms, they don't prioritize themselves because they don't see the current reality as painful enough or as big of a problem. So in order to actually change, this isn't going to be, hey, let's get you signed up to a program call. This is a, hey, let's find out why you're stuck, which we have. But now we're also going to find an emotional driver that's going to push you to make a change for the rest of your life. So for you, Melissa, what currently bothers you the most about your reality at 180 that is going to motivate you to make this change?
I guess right now it's the energy. Like I don't have
Energy is the first thing that comes out. I could definitely probe into that more.
energy the way I used to have, or
Then again, energy rarely comes from weight, but more their state. If they loved the way they looked every single day, they would have more energy.
I'm trying to like because I do have an
But since they're in a negative state, their energy is affected.
autoimmune disease. I do have like joint issues. So sometimes I sit there and think, okay, I want to work out, but I'm having pain from the joints and things like that. So then I'm like, ugh, this is hurting too much. Like I don't feel like going out there and doing that. So it's things like that. Like I don't want to have that anymore kind of thing. And I feel like the exercise, it does help, but I'm not going to lie. Like it does bother it sometimes because I'm not in the best shape anymore that I used to be in. So, but that's what I'm kind of hoping the losing the weight would help that to not bother me. So, you know what I mean? So that wouldn't bother me so much kind of thing.
Okay. So you would say your fitness is one of the reasons, like, it becomes that for you. Okay. And I do want to dive into that. I feel like it affects the way you hang around with your grandchildren, playing with them.
Right.
How do you think that the weight affects you mentally, if at all?
Oh, it just makes me feel like I feel like even though my husband.
She's a 49-year-old woman who wants to lose 40 pounds. It affects her confidence. Like, use your acuity in deep pain. If they're like, oh, my health, okay, I do want to dive into the health. I'm also curious, like, how do you think it affects your self-confidence, your mental? I just say mental because then they can interpret mental in whatever they see fit. Now, I could have gone down the health and then been like, okay, and on top of the health, how do you think it affects your mental? And then they can expand on that. But I decided to go into it early because I know it's a bigger driver.
Something differently. I feel like I don't look my best because I don't fit into things the way I used to fit into things, or it's just brings down that self-confidence because I was always a smaller person. So
when they say a big spiel, what you want to do is listen to the most painful thing that they've said. So if they say, I'm not really confident, it affects the way I look at myself in the mirror, I feel like I'm depressed. Out of the three things, I don't feel confident, I don't like what I see, I'm depressed. Which one's the biggest? Depressed. When you say depressed, what do you mean by that? How does that normally show up for you? And then it's chunking down a line of questioning based off that. So every time they say something, grab the most painful thing and then probe and clarify.
Really?
Get older and be bigger. Yeah, because I mean, I was very active. Like I was in dance, I was in sports, I was in all kinds of things. So I was very in shape. But then once I had children, like I was one of those people that I did bounce back very quickly after my pregnancies. But then, you know, once taking care of the kids, taking care of the family, taking care of the household, then that's when the weight would creep on. So like I would always lose it really fast, but then it would come like afterwards, you know. So and I know it was because of bad choices that I made. It's not because I wasn't
How
exercising.
good's that? Because I got her to get ownership in the bottleneck phase. She's now saying, I felt this way and I know it's my fault because I didn't make the right choices. Because I got her ownership. How good's that?
The way I used to exercise, I wasn't, eating the way I should have been eating and things like that. So, and then I will say, like, there's a lot of depression for me when I got sick and then the weight came on and it's like, that was just a lot. So, no, I don't want to cry. So that was just hard.
Yeah. And I think it's admirable, the fact that you pushed through that to now we're on the other side and we're going to get you down to 140.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that, like, you're going through that season as well? Like, I understand going through that season being depressed because of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
The situation was bad, but how do you think that you being overweight might actually add or have added onto that?
Oh, it did add a lot onto that because it's just the way you see yourself. Because I don't see myself.
And then we talk about depression.
I used to be.
How she's depressed about her weight.
So it does affect me emotionally, mentally, physically. So yeah, it's just a lot.
She laughed a little bit there. I would have called that out. You don't want to call out every single thing because it can seem like you're attacking them. Like she's opening it up. She's opening up. She's purely crying right now. And if I say, "What do you think you're laughing?" she might get defensive. So it's a nuanced moment.
Especially, I guess, as someone that used to be fit.
Mm-hmm.
How is it being, like, out of alignment with the true version of you?
She said earlier that I used to be the fit person. I was never big. So for me, it's identity. First of all, depression, but you've got identity and then you've got purpose. So it's like normal pain, identity, that's deep. If you can get identity on a call, good. If you can get purpose, you've solved them. So for me, I'm thinking her identity is she's used to being this person and she's not that person and she hasn't been that person for 23 years. What's it been like for you knowing that you're this person and you're waking up every single day in this body that's not supposed to be you?
It's not good. I mean, that's when I have like, you look at, like you constantly put yourself in
She's saying you language, external, meaning I need to call that out. Make her say I language.
baggy clothes because you're like, I don't want anybody seeing that extra, you know what I mean? And I have people tell me all the time, oh, but you don't look like you're that big. And I'm like, but I am, and it's like, and I understand maybe because they'll tell me I'm tall, but I'm not tall. But I guess for a Mexican-American person, I'm kind of tall because a lot of people that are Mexican, they tend to be shorter. And I'm a little bit taller than most people, that are Mexican-American. So they'll be like, oh, but it's because you're tall. And I'm like, but I'm not tall. No, the weight is there. I guess maybe it's just the way my body carries it. I don't look like I'm that big. But to me, like when I see pictures, I'm like, oh my, like that looks a lot bigger than what I'm thinking I look. So it's kind of like that, what is it, dysmorphia kind of thing? I'm seeing something that, even though I still don't see it as great, but then when I see a picture, I'm like, oh, that's really bad kind of thing, Yeah.
So for you, is it more about the way you think about yourself?
For me to clarify, she's told me all of that, and I'm like, okay, I'm hearing you, but I want to hear it from you specifically. Is it more about the way that people perceive you or the way that you perceive yourself?
Or maybe the way that others perceive you that you can more about?
I think honestly,
And if they say others, the way that others perceive me, I would say, have you ever heard of perception is projection? You don't truly know what they think, so subconsciously you think about yourself that way. What has it been like for you thinking about yourself that way? But she said that I think about myself that way, so I can be like, what has it been like for you waking up every day feeling that way?
it's more me because I think people are they're like, no, you look good, or oh, you've lost a lot of weight, kind of thing. So the people that are surrounding me are very supportive. They're really good. It's me that's in my head. Yeah.
Do you miss that old version of you?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And I know your husband loves you either way, but how do you think it impacts him seeing his partner wake up every day and not like what she sees in the mirror?
He gets upset with it because he'll tell me, he's like, I don't know why you say that about yourself, but I'm like,
So to preface, I got deep. Do you miss that old version of you? Yeah, I do. I could ask another question being like, what's it like every day waking up, missing that version of you, knowing that you could be her, but you're not? Terrible. And has your husband said anything? I know he loves you either way. And diving into that, because I know she said a few things about her husband. The way that I preface the question is, I know that he loves you either way. I know he loves you either way. Because the husband says, I don't care how you look. But I know he loves you either way. And how do you think that it affects him seeing his wife wake up every single day hating what she sees. Because I don't want her to say, oh, he loves me anyway. She'll say, he's not happy about it. Not because he doesn't love me, but because he loves me so much. He hates seeing me wake up this way. And if the roles were reversed, that would feel bad.
I don't know, because that's how I feel. You know? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
She
how is it
laughed
for you,
again.
Melissa, knowing that
She laughed again. I would have called that out.
over the past 2 decades of your life, you've felt insecure in your own skin and woke up every single day not liking what you've seen? You feel affected in other areas of your
She's looking up.
life, or because you haven't been able to lose the weight and keep it off?
I mean, it doesn't make me feel good. It makes me, you know.
Okay.
She's about to cry, and I move on. Instead of asking another question, when you say it doesn't feel good, I'm not asking this to rub salt in the wound, but only because I care. If it doesn't make you feel good, how does it actually make you feel? Then she'd start crying. But instead, I moved on.
Yeah.
And this is the important part. That feeling of not feeling good, there's 2 things we can do with that. One, we blame ourselves and we can continue going down the same road and repeating this pattern and blocking the pain, or we fucking use that pain and we use it as fuel. We say, no, I forgive that old self, but we're putting a stop to that so that we can get you down to 140 like you deserve, that happy version of you. Which one are you going to do?
I want to do the second one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She said want to. When you say you want to do the second one, you either do or you don't. So what are you going to start moving towards today? What step are you going to take? Oh, it's just super daunting. Okay. Can I share a little perspective? Right now, you're thinking about climbing Mount Everest, but all I'm asking you to do and all we need to focus on is taking one step at a time. I'm here to hold your hand to take that one step. Are you willing to take one step with me? Yes. Great.
Cool. Well, that being said, what do you think it would look like for you getting down to 140?
So we've done logic, getting her to admit that the reason why she's overweight is her fault. So that she owns the problem so she can change the problem. 2, deep pain. So that was getting her to cry, and that's not the goal, but her getting her biggest emotional driver so that we can leverage that to make a change. Now, I could either go into consequence or future pace. I've gone into future pace because she's just been cooked. Like, she's emotionally down because of the deep pain. So instead of going down again, which I normally do, I've gone up into future pace. What would it be like if you got this goal? Then I'm going to go back down.
Let's say 12 months from now, I think that's a good timeline, losing the weight, but more importantly, having the habits to where you've actually kept it off over the next year as well, and beyond. What's that really going to look like for you?
I mean, honestly, I think it would be my health. I think my health would just take a dramatic change because there is so much that I have wrong with me. So in all honesty, I mean, yes, it is how I want to see myself and perceive myself, but I think another driving force, like how you said, is my health. Like, I don't like being sick all the time. I don't like having all these issues. And yeah, I think really it's like my health. My health will just be a lot better.
What do you think it's finally going to be like? Having those, I guess you could say, chains off of your shoulder, waking up every day, being healthy, getting up with energy, playing with your grandchildren and not having achy joints, being able to work out and loving it, looking in the mirror, loving what you see, and not having to worry about another hospital bill because you're worrying about your health. What do you think that's going to be like?
With that, I'm painting the big, vibrant picture. What's it going to feel like with that?
I mean, that would be great to not have to worry about
She said would. Call that out, uncertain language.
things like that. Yeah.
Okay. And
She's been fearful this whole call.
I noticed you said would. Do you think it would be great, or do you think it will be great?
I would love to say will, but I'm not going to lie right now, because right now the mindset is it would be great. I mean, I can't force myself right now to say it will be great. I don't know. I just I just want to be honest with myself. Like right now, I just feel like
Well, let's be honest.
yeah.
We live one life on this earth.
Yeah.
As you think, so reality comes.
Right.
If you live life thinking like, I don't want to let myself down, it would be great. That's what you're going to get. But if you think,
Right.
no, I deserve that, I believe I can get there because I know that I work freaking hard to take care of my children, to do all the stuff there. If I can apply that discipline here, I know I can get there. This is a piece of cake. Then in a year, you're going to be at this goal.
Right.
And I've been on thousands of these calls with women very similar to you, and I've seen them transform. So even if it takes you borrowing my confidence, we can do that. But we need that confidence going into it.
Right.
So do you believe that you can get there?
I believe I can. I just feel like it's going to be hard.
Yeah. Well, what would be harder? Getting there, climbing that mountain, or 20 years from now, going down the same road that you're currently on and
Right.
being 200 pounds,
Right.
dying an early death? What would be harder?
I mean, of course, that's going to be harder. Yeah. The latter would be harder. Yeah.
And transparently, on those days where
So she believes she can get there. That's what I need. Now I'm going into consequence. And then I say this, which is going into what would that reality look like if you don't change.
it feels like we don't have any energy or motivation, the thing that's going to push you is the thought of the worst case reality. What happens if I don't make a change? To give you some, I guess, backstory, when I was 12 years old, I was 220 pounds. I used to wake up.
I do this to help her open up. To give her some context on my story, I used to be overweight, And one thing that helped me change is thinking of that worst case reality. That was the pivotal point for me that made me change, so that she opens up about what happens if she doesn't change.
Every single day, go to the bathroom, and then as soon as I would wash my hands, I wouldn't look at the mirror, I would look at the floor because I didn't want to see the mirror. And every time I did look in the mirror, I went straight to the kitchen, grabbed some food to shut up the noise because I hated myself that much. I self-isolated. And for 2 years straight, I tried dieting. I tried different approaches. I had hypothyroidism, but ultimately I didn't have a core driving factor. When I thought about what would happen if I don't make a change, the scary thought of me dying before I was 30 popped up in my head. Me not changing my life, meaning that my family would have a son that died early, but also they would stay overweight. So my mum was 330 pounds and my dad was 220. So if I didn't make a change, they would continue going down that road. And that scared me shitless.
I could have slowed this down a bit more.
So for you, Melissa, what do you think life would look like 20 years from now if you didn't make the change?
I mean, I could die early, you know, I could, and I just wouldn't get to see my grandkids grow. And I think for me, I wouldn't get to see my grandkids grow, or
Damn.
let's just say I wouldn't get to see, because my daughter, who's the youngest, like, she hasn't been married or she hasn't had children yet. And it would be sad to sit here and think, oh, I wouldn't be around for her children, kind of thing. Yeah.
So she's told me it's sad. I had two roads of thought that I could have gone down. One, how do you think it would sit with you as a mum and a grandmother on your deathbed at only 65 years old because of your weight, knowing that you could have made that change, but you didn't? And your grandkids are like looking you in the eyes, wishing that you weren't going. How do you think it's going to feel for you if that did happen? How do you think it would feel for you if that did happen? Terrible. Second road of thought is, we can't control your time of death. How painful would it be living the next 20 years? And even if you were going to die at the same time, how worth it those years worth like living? Not a lot.
Yeah.
And even if like God keeps you on this planet and you do see them grow up, what kind of life would it be living at 180 to 200 pounds, continuing to not like what you see in the mirror and having all of these health problems?
Oh, it wouldn't be good, because I'd still be sad. Like, I'd still have these issues and everything like that, and they could get worse. So yeah.
So are you like committed to making sure that that reality doesn't become your own?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I am. I just feel.
She's just said if she doesn't do it, her grandkids are going to watch her grow up and die before she should. And she's going to live the next 20 years in a terrible reality. And I'm like, are you going to make sure that doesn't happen? And she's so fearful still. So I need to take care of that. Otherwise it's going to come up at the end. I've probed it 5 different times on this call. And if I fully attacked it, could have gone one of two ways. It could have solidified it in terms of her overcoming the fear earlier, or it would have made her blocked off. So I'm chipping at it slowly, and then I knock it off.
Like, I guess for me, and this is where things get a little bit difficult for me, is when I do lose the weight.
Yes.
I still, like I'm telling you, just a few months ago that I was down to, I had finally gotten down to like 168, and I was excited for that because I was like, okay. And then I kind of plateau, which of course gets in my head like, damn, I can't lose it after this, like what's going on? But then it's like, there's still, even though I'm losing that weight, I'm still having, like, I still go to the doctor, and then there's more medical issues. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's, I'm losing the weight, but yet I'm still having more issues happen. And so I guess that's where I get frustrated. And I guess that's what kind of gets in my mindset, where it kind of blocks it. And that's when I start like how you said, I'm like, because I am an emotional eater, and then I'll be like, okay, well, let me just go eat something because, like, it doesn't matter, screw it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You'd be very surprised how common that is.
Yeah.
Like, you're not.
My brain goes into, you're not a special unicorn. People have been in your place who have changed it and overcome it. It's not as hard as you think it is. Yes, it's hard. And I need to empower you in the fact that it's going to be hard, but you're going to do it anyway.
Only person on the planet who does that,
right.
or who feels that way. Because the truth is, if you lost all of the weight, you could still have similar health problems.
Right.
And that's very frustrating. But at the same time, would you rather have health problems at 180 pounds or at 140?
Yeah, at 140.
So, like, transparently, we're here to make this as sustainable as possible. And it sounds like in the past you've had this mentality where it's like, hey, I'm either all in, or it's like, I'm all out, just stuff it.
Right.
She's highlighted the fact that she's either on the program or she's not. And that all or nothing mentality breaks down their self-confidence. Whereas if we can have a progress over perfection, let's get better 1% every day, they're going to get to their goals. And I need to highlight that. So it's telling her, hey, you don't need to be that extreme to win. All you need to do is get a little bit better every day. Take one step a day.
What we want to do is build a progress over perfection mentality, meaning that you go into this program and it's like, hey, I'm building a lifestyle. Me, I love ice cream. My lifestyle includes ice cream. If I don't eat ice cream throughout the week, I'm going to smash it on the weekend.
Right.
So every single day, I get to enjoy a little bit of ice cream paired with lower calorie, higher volume food so that I can keep the weight off. I get to enjoy a little sweet treat.
Right.
And even if I emotionally eat, I still have tools where I get to maintain my weight. So I think you have this belief that losing weight is the hardest thing on the planet. And trust me, it will be difficult. I'm not going to sell you a dream. But
Right.
there's this fear underlying of like giving up. But we need to go into this thinking, hey, this is a new lifestyle. And ultimately, even if those health issues come up, I would rather be 40 pounds lighter, like
Right.
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 Would you agree with that?
Yes.
So with that being said, are you committed not to like losing 40 pounds, but committed to building the discipline so that you can be the healthiest version of you?
Yes.
The supplements are. Well, I really appreciate your honesty and your ability to be open. I think you're going to do very well here. Do you feel like there's anything that we haven't covered that you think that
Got a commitment at the end of consequence. Now I'm doing a pre-pitch flush, which is me asking, hey, is there anything that we haven't covered that you think that I should know? Okay, no, cool. Let's dive into the pitch.
I should know?
No, I really can't think of anything right now. No.
Meals per month
Okay.
with the program as well, which means that on those days where you're super busy,
Yes.
okay, what do you think is going to help you the most?
So I've said, do you think this can get you to where you want to be? Yes. What do you think is going to help you the most? And then I'm going to pitch price.
I mean, I think for me, just having like a step-by-step plan kind of thing, like that, I feel
Getting
like is what
tie
would help.
downs.
Like knowing what I can or cannot eat, or knowing how to exercise to do certain things. Yeah, that would help a lot.
Okay, awesome. And we find that most women who join the program, they're spending maximum 15 to 30 minutes a day.
Okay.
Is that something that you can fit into your schedule?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay. Well, do you have any questions aside from the investment?
No.
Okay, cool.
Do you have any questions aside from the investment? Get anything out of the way? Cool. Investment. Game time.
So we'll go through the investment and then which option works best for you.
Okay.
Then we'll get you on a call with your coach and set up in the customer app.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Yep.
Fantastic. Now, when it does come to the investment, as you can imagine, this isn't cheap. It's not a quick band-aid fix or another like quick program. This is a guaranteed outcome when you put in the work, solving the actual underlying issue of building the discipline, but also fixing your metabolism. We're talking about the next 30 years, God willing, living the way that you want to, not worrying about all of these issues. Just so you know, there are packages that do go up to $50,000 where
Price anchor. There are 50 grand programs. That's not your one. Don't worry.
teams do come out to you. They do blood work. They hold you accountable in person. That's more for people who have a lot of habits in place where they're 500 pounds. That's where most teams come into place. You don't need that one. Good news. You work directly with Vince's team to get down to this goal for good. It's 8K. Now, some people do put that on a credit card up front for points. However, Melissa, I know you said with the monthly budget, 500 is the thing for you. Transparently, we can get this down to as little as 250 a month.
Okay.
Would that be good if we broke it up for you?
Yeah, that would be better. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, how are you feeling about it all?
So I've just said price. She's in like, oh, it's 8 grand. Maybe that stresses her out. Maybe it doesn't. How are you feeling about it all? Are you excited? Are you nervous?
That sounds good. Just I need to know exactly like the ballpark of what we're looking at here, kind of thing.
So it does depend on your credit score, but it's
Okay.
$250 a month, give or take.
Okay. And I can put that, but I can put that on a credit card.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Mate, she's sold.
Okay.
I want to talk numbers in that, but before the numbers, because we can establish.
But before we talk prices, I want to really solidify the fact that she has belief and that she's ready to do this emotionally.
Exactly how we go about it.
Okay.
Most important thing is you. You excited, nervous, bit of both? How are you feeling?
Both.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go to the excitement.
Okay, both. You want to go to the positive because nervousness and excitement are the same innate feeling. The only difference is the thought that you put on it. So let's go to excitement. What are you most excited about?
First, what are you most excited about?
I mean, I think honestly to know that I can talk to somebody that can help me like with a step-by-step kind of thing. That is where I really,
I'm getting a cold call right now. Let's see who it is. Hello? Bro.
feel like would help me.
Okay, cool. Excited to get down to 140?
I am. Yeah.
I don't want this to sound like I'm like talking down to you, but I do want to say I'm genuinely proud because I know how this will change your life. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. This is what it's all about.
And then we go into the whole payment, 8 grand deal. Transparently, I'm not going to say that it closed because what happened was she got denied for 8K. She was only approved for 2K. Then what happened was Sezzle, which was the payment processor, said, hey guys, we need some more identity confirmation for you in order to move forward. So she called up the place, and then 1 to 3 days from that date, we scheduled a follow-up, which is like tomorrow or something of that nature. So fingers crossed, she gets approved for 8K. Worst case scenario, she gets approved for 2K. Regardless, it was an 8K deal. She was going to go through with it. Financial DQ. Dubs. Good stuff. Drop your learnings and your silver bullets in the comment section below. I would love to hear not only your own internal notes in terms of my thought process, but also your feedback. Crush it. God bless. Be the best.